call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go! I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, gotta feel the tension. In my thoughts.
Welcome back, everybody. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, comment down below. Today we're going to be talking about the major improvements to this Miami Dolphins team and why I think it can take us all the way through the playoffs. So we've made a couple of things and just a couple of coaching changes that have really paid off in the beginning of the season already. And I really want to discuss, what makes us different this year and go over all the improvements. And first off, I want to say this, is that Vic Fangio, we need to have a little bit more than one game to figure out what he's going to do. Guys, Vic Fangio has never had a bad defense. So if you think that people are just going to put up 30-something points against us every single week, it's just not going to happen. You just have to give them a little bit of time to figure these players out. And again, they pay the players for a reason. They have to go out there and perform on Sunday. If they're not doing what they need to do, like you can tell Jerome Baker the exact gap to hit, but if you hit the hole and just, take the block, there's not much a coach can do for that. And I saw a lot of that in the film. Seeing a lot of the linebackers, I think that's our problem. Our linebackers are just not hitting the holes. Like they just don't look, like they know where they're supposed to be going. And that's not the coach's fault. That's the players. But, all right, so Teron Armstead back at practice. Thank God. It's one of those players that, honestly, how Kendall Lamb played, I feel like we could be fine with Kendall Lamb, but Teron Armstead in there, obviously, is an upgrade to any offensive line. So the improvements, I think, on the offensive line go to Butch Barry. Butch Barry, I think, I did a video a while back when we got Butch Barry showing the statistics of what he had. And, yeah, some players, they don't necessarily like him, but the thing is his offensive lines were always pretty decent if you looked at him, and the one person that didn't complain about him, Dalton Risner, well, he's not on a team right now, so it's kind of, showing the colors. The offensive line is clearly improved. Technique, the foot placement, the movement, all of it looks to be much more in sync than other years. And that, I think, has to do with Butch Barry. He has really done a number, for the whole entire offensive line. I mean, we had people like Kendall Lamb in there looking really good. I wouldn't even, if I were honest with you, Kendall Lamb, if Teron Armstead was injured knock on wood, the entire year, Kendall Lamb I feel comfortable with. He looked pretty good out there, and so did Austin Jackson, which is another huge improvement. Austin Jackson has come into this year. I made a couple videos talking about how he's going to change it. He's going to change his narrative. Well, he's starting to do it right now. It's his first game. But he's starting to really come into the mold, come into his own, and it is starting to turn this offensive line around because you got Connor Williams. The snap problems are an issue, but he knows how to be a really good offensive lineman. Robert Hunt is great. Now you have Austin Jackson. I mean, now the offensive line looks good. Isaiah Wynn looked great. We have a good offensive line. The next improvement is going to be Tua Tagovailoa. And it's Nick Hicks. Nick Hicks is the one that has really and Darrell Bevel. And Mike McDaniel. You have all these coaches that are all surrounding this kid. And he's starting to really gain the proper knowledge. And now he's coming into his own. Everything they did in the offseason is starting to pay off. There's even a video of him in the offseason that I watched where he's stepping up, running up in the pocket, and launching it to the right, a deep bomb. And then if you look at the one that he launched to Tyreek Hill, almost the exact same thing that he did in practice. So everything is paying off. The major improvement is Tua Tagovailoa. Even the arm looked like it had much more zip on it. Putting on that weight definitely made a big difference in his stature, his throwing, everything. The safeties. The safety position was really good on our defense. The safety position was really good. Devon Holland had like 14 tackles. So the safeties are big improvements. coming into this year. Javon Holland didn't have a great year last year, and this year he's starting to really kind of look a lot better. And I would say the one that's going to take us all the way home is going to be Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb. Those guys, I think they have major improvements. He only got a half sack, but if you consider getting a half sack for 17 games, I mean, that's a lot of sacks for Jalen Phillips. So I think overall, this team has really improved. They've really stepped up to the plate, and they've made all the right offseason moves. They've made all the right ones, and it's paying off. The Chargers is no slouch. The Chargers are one of those teams that were supposed to be contenders, and we did. And their defenses, last year they didn't have Derwin James, they didn't have J.C. Jackson, they didn't have a lot of their players, and they had all their players this year, and we still we did whatever we wanted to against them. So, all the offseason things, and like I said, Vic Fangio, it is going to be okay. It's the first game. He's going to fix his mistakes, and if he needs another player, he's going to trade for another player or try and acquire another player to put on this team if he doesn't feel like it's right. He will correct this. Vic Fangio has never had a bad defense. He's not going to do it with the team that has the most talent that he's probably ever had. So it will be fine. Everybody needs to calm down. It's the first game. We won. And the Chargers offense is high-powered too. So the first game going against one of the most high-powered offenses, we struggled a little bit, but we stopped them in the end. If you really look at the pass defense, it was pretty stellar. Justin Herbert didn't really know what to do when it came to passing. They ran the ball on us a lot, and that was the issue. So that will be corrected, I promise. Vic Fangio will be fine. And our defense is going to keep improving throughout the year, and it'll be great. Just saying. But as always, hope you have a great rest of your day. Fins up, baby. Peace.